Hiya folks, we're going to do a bit of painting today. We're going to take this spoiler, this rear spoiler off this Mondeo. This Mondeo was bought as a scrap Mondeo with only 37,000 miles on it, and it wasn't a runner. There was a problem with the pack key system. If you want to find out how we got that thing running, pop over to Project Man's channel. I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can see exactly in 3 videos how we sorted this out. We're not technicians or whatever. We just stumbled on the right information. But that's enough of that. We're going to take this rear spoiler off because it's slightly off-coloured and it's gone a sort of mottly colour, and we're going to take it off now, and I'm going to give it a respray for him. Right, okay, so what we got here then?
4 10mm bolts.
I see, right, that holds the top of the spoiler on.
I've soaked them up.
Right, okay. Well, you better undo it then.
Hold back with my own key.
Oh, so there is a little thing in the centre there. So them bolts were obviously spinning at first then, were they?
Yeah.
So you have to hold back, folks, as you can see there, with an Allen key. Don't just keep spinning and spinning. I didn't know that. This is a 2-litre petrol-engined Mondeo, and as I say, the problem with it was the patch system had somehow locked up, and it's been to several garages, including Ford's. They did put another ECU in this, and it ran for a bit, and then the same problem arose again. And as I say, we done a bit of investigation on it with our limited knowledge, and done a bit of fault finding, and cut a long story short, we did find water in the ECU, and subsequently bought another one, put that in, and as I say, watch a series of videos. There was only 3 videos on that on the Project Man channel, so you might be interested if you've had a similar Ford, or just to find out how we worked through and got this thing done. Right, so that's one off. Right, we're going to do the other 4, folks, the other 3, and then we'll lift this spoiler off. Right, bloody typical this, folks. Always the last one, the nut and the bolt are not coming undone on this last one. What's happened is that the nut is spinning, and also when we held back on the bolt, the hole in the middle is now got too big, and also the bolt spinning as well. See, it's ready to come off apart from that one, look. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment, folks. So we're just going to get this off and we'll come back to you. But you can see this top of the spoiler there, the sort of condition it's in, where the lacquer's basically peeled off, and it's left all that sort of mottled surface around the edges. So this, what you can see here, is the actual base coat colour, and it's just like not protected anymore. So that's the reason why we're taking it off. So yeah, we'll come back to you in a second, folks, and we'll see you in a minute. Right, let's have a go at cutting this off, folks. Got a little Dremel here. I've literally just chopped down one side of it, and hopefully now that'll give enough tension off of the nut to be able to pull the thing off. So we'll give it a go. Right, he's gone and got a few more tools, my apprentice.
Oh yeah.
Right, give us that little Allen key again. Let's put that back in there. Right, pair of grips. I'm hoping I can grip around that now and spin it. If not, I've got to cut another bit off. No, thing is, it's a nylock, folks. I've just seen, and it's sort of grabbed onto it again. And I can't actually heat anything up here because... Oh, hold on, have I broke the seal there? I might have done, hold on, let me try again. Let's try again, folks. Hold on, let me spin that nut around again. I think we might have broke the seal, folks. Yeah, I'm holding it and turning the nut. There we go. So we've got over it just by undoing one side, or cutting away one side of the nut. Now I've got to try and wind it off. There we go. And we've actually still retained the original thread as well, folks. So maybe we can just stop that by spinning, by digging out the back of the spoiler and refixing it in there with fiberglass or some sort of epoxy resin or something. In the middle there's another central pillar which is under there, so it looks like there's going to be 2 more fixings under there. So we thought we was out of the woodwork by doing what we're doing here. As you can see, there's the nut now. Look, just cut the edge of it off. So that's now free. There we go, like that. but there is a middle one. So we got this car for scrap money and only low mileage, 37,000 miles. Inside it looks like pretty much like it's a new car. The last owner, who's had it for the last how many years?
14 years, I think.
14 years the woman's owned it. It's an elderly woman. And she had it from 2008, she bought it. And it's actually like a new car inside. I don't think you can actually see that, look. But that's the reason why we picked this up for scrap money. And as I say, the person who drops it off, we had to get this recovered, this vehicle. And the person who recovered it, where we picked it up from, he knew the vehicle because it's been on the back of his vehicle recovery truck on several occasions. It's been to several garages. And as I say, they actually took it to a Ford garage to sort out. And I think did it come back from the Ford or?
Come back from Ford running for about 3 months and it stopped again.
Then it stopped again. But as I say, we found a problem with the ECU and water ingress in the second ECU it had. Right, so what have you actually taken out here?
6 bolts, 2 at the top,
yep.
2 in the hand levers,
yep.
and 2 at the back here.
Oh, I see, right, okay. So this should now pop down, shouldn't it?
Should do.
There we go. And there should be 2 more bolts. What are these here? That's for badging it. Be on the top, wouldn't it? Under that windscreen wiper mechanism.
Should be, you see it on there?
They'll be through there, wouldn't it? Look through that hole.
Yeah, I can see one.
Yeah, it might be just the one.
I can see where they've trued it up to get a socket in there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So someone's been in here before.
Yeah, because I think this is aftermarket actually, this spoiler.
Oh, right, okay. So we've got to get up in there.
With an Allen key.
Well, do you want to try the 10mm first, or? It's going to be difficult to hold back in there. I think I took these out, if I remember rightly, on my Mondeo, because I'm sure I had one of these out on my Mondeo. And are they 10mm, they're 10mm or 8mm or whatever, what are they? It's just 3 fixings here, and I think this should pull away then, shouldn't it?
Either way, I've got to get the sockets, haven't
I? Well, you ain't got the sockets yet.
What did I bring? No, they're on the table in the hole.
So that's it, folks. So there's always something extra on the job, isn't there, that makes it a little bit awkward. So just to let you see, look, here we go. There's the top of that spoiler now, you can see it now. Look, it's all sort of discoloured and just down to the base coat. And I would imagine we've probably got to take this off as well, the arm, because that's on the back of the motor. We have to take that arm off as well. Yeah, it's only pulled that up, look. Got the nut underneath there. So take that off first. I'm sure that motor pulls straight through with the motor, so.
They're going to tell me this ain't big enough in here.
That looks like a 14mm. I think that goes up to 14mm, that little socket set.
13, isn't it?
Is it 13?
They are know what I'm doing. I'm Ford, mate. Ford and Vauxhall.
Ford and Vauxhall? Unbelievable.
So that's see.
Right, get that span off.
I need the thing out of the boot.
Because sometimes they seize on as well, the washer arms, the wiper arms rather. So let's get that undone. Let's hope that's not tight on there.
Here.
Right, will that lift off? That's the next thing, folks. They can be. Oh, that was lucky. Now, hopefully, that should just push straight through. You might have to pull that rubber up first, maybe. Get that grommet off.
That's the next one.
Well, if not, try and pull it through anyway. It might go through all right. If you undo them 3,
10mm.
I'd say they was
10.
Eh?
10.
Are they 10? Do you reckon?
8.
No, they thought there was 8. Yeah, that's what I kept my mouth shut for.
Because I'll do Vauxhalls.
Right, just whip them out. That should then we should see fully the if there's 1 or 2 bolts that hold that on. And bearing in mind, we're going to probably have to hold back on the centre nut with that Allen key, just like the other one, I would imagine. And you might want to pull that electric socket off of there as well. Look, just pull that out of the way.
You take this thing off.
What's that? Pull down? No, that's handy, isn't it?
No, because it always hangs out the boot.
Oh, does it? In fact, I don't know. Do you reckon they put that on because she's a pensioner, the woman?
She was only small.
That's not a standard thing. That's a seatbelt, isn't it? Look, yeah.
Yeah, you can see they cut through there.
Yeah, look, she's a little woman, that woman, and they've obviously done this so she can pull the boot down. She couldn't reach the boot to pull it from floor level, basically. Never seen that done before. Right, hopefully that should just pull down gently now. See what I mean? You didn't even have to take the grommet off, look.
Nah, I told you.
Now, does that give us any better access?
Should do.
Not really, because that's glued on there. Well, you might have a bit more space, but you can come in from the back of it now. You can put your hand up here and work now, can't you? That's the problem we got, folks. Look, oh, let's get around
try
there.
with the socket first.
Yeah, look, so it's right behind that.
Because otherwise we've got to get a spanner in there somehow.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Try and spin it off first. If the centre pin moves, then we've got issues.
Pull it down a bit, I can't see it.
Well, you want to pull the strap down, make it easy for you. Is it going?
Yeah.
Eh?
I can't see if it's rounded off.
Oh, here we go.
I think that's why they've bent that up.
Oh, here we go.
Isn't it?
There's always something, folks.
You can't get the angle to get a socket flat on it properly.
Well, it's on there now, isn't it?
I've lost it now.
Oh, he's lost the socket now, folks, look.
Well, I was thinking maybe put the UJ on it.
See, you imagine if this was a garage, right? A garage would charge you by the hour. So these are the sort of jobs which you've got to do yourself. Now, is it turning? Is the nut coming undone? Or is it just the centre thing turning? Don't forget, there are probably nylocks on there.
Yep. It's coming, yeah.
It is coming off. We got away with it, I think, folks.
It's off.
Right, he's got the nut off.
Didn't know that.
Is there only one on there?
We'll just have to try and lift it because I can't
Right, let's
see
just
what.
drop it down. Just drop it down. Will that come off now? Oh, look. Oh, don't you love it when a plan comes together? Look, one fixing, folks.
You got that?
Happy days, hold on. Lucky enough, there's not a lot of work, just needs a gentle sand down, folks. I don't think we really need to do any...
Yeah, auto spoiler, it's an aftermarket.
It is an aftermarket one, where's that?
Auto spoiler.
Yeah, it's not a genuine Ford one, folks. But, well, at the end of the day, it makes the car, finishes the car off, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, well it's got holes there so it's going back.
Yeah, right. Let's get that to the log cabin, folks. We'll get this prepared, get it base coated and get it lacquered. Right, so we've got it in the workshop now, folks. I'm just going to take some 500 grit on a DA, give it a good sand down, see where we stand. So I'll put you on a bit of time lapse for that. I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay folks, that's got it down to 500 grit now. Now as you can probably see in places there where it's probably not been painted properly before, there doesn't appear to be any primer on it, so we're going to have to sort of do a bit of priming on this first of all. Funny thing, Jimmy's just popped out, he's got to do a bumper in here today, so he said provided I can get this primed, he'd spray it for me, do the base coat and the top coat as well, because he's doing a bit of spraying as well, so we'll take him up on that. So I'm just going to wipe this down with a bit of panel wipe now. Let's go and get some, hold on. These are like lint-free wipes that you can buy. They're quite expensive, mind you, but they do a good job. I find paper towel sometimes can sort of leave little bits of residue and all that on the surface, so try and steer away from that sort of stuff if I can now. Right, and all we're going to do literally is just wipe all this down with the panel wipe. As you can see, surprising what's left on the surface there, look. So I'll give it one going over. Then I'll take it outside because we're going to be painting this in our little portable spray booth, if you want to call it that. It's a gazebo actually outside, but Jimmy wants this space in here because it's better for him. So we'll just prepare this. So I mean, hopefully when I extend my workshops, it's going to be a lot better. We'll have a dedicated spraying area and powder coating area. That's what I'm looking to do, but obviously would be in the price it is at the moment. It's a ridiculous price. So I'm waiting for the prices to come down, if they ever do. But we'll have to play that one by ear, obviously. Yeah, I know, I should have gloves on when I'm doing this, I know. Alright, okay. So, that should be it. So we'll put a bit of primer on this, folks. Clean the workshop down and start again, so I'll see you in a minute. Let me have a clear up. Hello, boys and girls. Today we're in the Wendy house. Have a guess what we're doing in the Wendy house today? Yes, we're spraying car parts. Come and join me. And here we are in the Wendy house, boys and girls. Yes, it does look like a big smile, doesn't it? You smile, just like me. Right, here we are, folks. Just a bit of fun there. I've just hung this up inside the gazebo we got outside because Jimmy needs that space in there. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to give it one more wipe over because I've been handling it with some wax and grease remover, and then I'll just spot touch where the silver paint's gone down to plastic, and I'll just give that a little spot of primer, and then we'll be ready to just finally sand it, dust it down, and Jimmy can paint it. So let's do that now. One final wipe down with the panel wipe. Again, just to get your greasy fingerprints on here. It's all sanded back now, as you well know, to 500 grit paper. So I'm sorry about the poor lighting here, folks, but it's the best I've got at the moment. Do you know what? I'm tempted to turn that round. So this is the top end, you know. Because you come around the back here, when he's spraying it, look, it's a bit darker here, isn't it? Do you know what? I'm going to turn it around, folks. Yeah, I can't have that. Right, that's a bit better, folks, isn't it? Hanging up properly now, I can see exactly what we're doing. So this is the most important side for spraying, so it just made sense to turn it around, folks. Right, there we go. Right, let's spray these little bits of bare plastic there. Right, okay. Just cover them up. I ain't got to go mad, I ain't got to spray everything. There we go, just a little dusting on there, folks. Ain't got to go too mad. I'll let that dry off, just give it a bit of an airbrush, and then a light rub over, and then that's ready for base coat. Right, here we go. So what have we got here, Jimmy?
Tonic matte silver for Gary's Mondale.
Right, and this is a water-based, and what's the make?
Baslac.
Baslac paint. Right, so he's only got 100 to do this, folks. Can't remember how much it costs, but there we go. That's what we got here. This is just another little job Jimmy's doing at the moment. So, right, let's get out of here, folks. There's not much light, mind you, but we'll do the best we can to show you. We've already wiped it off, and just give it a slight rub down with some 500 just to flatten that primer off. I've already done that, and I've also given it another wipe down with some wax and grease remover, or panel wipe, whatever you want to call it. So Jimmy's going to now apply the colour, and here we go. So one quick tack coat first of all. As you can see, looks like it's barely covered it, but that'll go for about 10 minutes, and then he'll give it the other coat. Right, it's only been about 5 minutes, folks, because it's really nice weather out here. This is this second coat now going on. This will be a heavier coat, this one. How much I got in there? That's 2 coats, folks. We're probably just going to have enough to do the third coat on the top there. He's got 2 coats on the back as well, but we're going to concentrate on obviously getting the top done because you don't see the underneath. So that's 2 coats. We've got 1 more to go. What have you done today?
Can you call this a Wendy house?
Why?
No nets in it.
It's got no net. Don't need nets, mate. Right, we're going to give it its last coat now, folks. We are having a barbie out here at the moment. I'm just setting that all up, so let's get in there and get this sprayed, the last third coat. How much is left in there?
Enough for a drop coat.
That was 100 millilitres, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. We just got away with that. Apparently Gary told him he ordered 150 millilitres, but he only prepared 100 millilitres, so who knows. So let's just have a look at what's going on here today. Look. There we go. Just set that little baby up. It's Mother's Day today, funny enough. So Mummy is not doing a lot. Where is she? Project man's sitting over there doing absolutely nothing as normal.
I'm listening to Ken.
Hey, what are you looking at there?
Ken's small engine.
Ken's Small Engines live stream there, folks. He's on that. So that's it. How long's that got to flash off for, Jimmy, now?
Well, it's dry, really.
Half hour?
If that. 15.
15, 20 minutes. So he'll lacquer that one that he was doing inside, and he'll lacquer this one at the same time. So anyway, a lot of you ain't seen Jimmy for a while. Here's Jimmy. You remember Jimmy? Here's a little clip of Jimmy when he was doing a little bit of work on a car that he was working on, just to show you that he's still doing his spraying and all that. Right. Right, that's the first coat over with, folks. We'll just have a quick look of the second coat when he puts it on. Right folks, it's the next day now, and we did put the spoiler in the polytunnel because it's lovely and warm in there. So let's have a little look and see if it's all gone off. Right, well here it is, and oh, it's gone off lovely. Oh, look at that folks, look, superb, look. You see the lovely gloss we got on that, and it's now rock hard. So let's get outside. Is it already open? It's already open. I thought needed the kit. It's already open. Right, so what I've got is some new nuts and bolts on this. So let's just lower that down for a minute and bring it over. Looking lovely. Look at that, folks. I'll show you a bit closer in a minute when we put it on. So I'm just going to drop that into the holes. There we go. Like that. It's gone straight back in. That looks lovely. Look at that, look. Right, that's them two on. Right, let's get these two on the edge here, folks. As I say, these are brand new stainless steel nuts I've got here, so they shouldn't rust. They wind on nice and easy now, folks. So there we go. Let's do that one. This was the one we had to cut off, I think, folks. So that's winding on really nice and easy now. There we go. That's on. So I've just got to get the socket set out, folks, and do that one in the middle, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, let's get the old 10mm on there. Where is it? The sun's in my eyes. There we go. Ain't got to go too mad with that. There we go. And that's it, the spoiler is on, folks. So I've just got to put that motor back in now. The windscreen, rear screen wiper motor, which literally just pushes up into there through the grommet. And then it's just a matter of 3 bolts. That's a bit awkward holding this down. There we go, that's them big long bolts. Go through that. As I'm looking through that windscreen, folks, I've got the sun straight in my eyes up there. Unbelievable. So we just sit them up. Two, I ain't got to go too mad with these. These only go into clips rather than metal. There we go, that's them. Put the electric socket back in. And everything else I think is done under there. Right, so let's push this back up into its position. There we go, one. That's it. There they go. Right, that's them. Oh, I see, yeah, that goes in that way. That goes over the top like that. Right, okay, that's it. There we go, they go in there. So there's 2 that goes in there, folks. You've got 2 more that go, one there and one there, and 2 that apparently go in the handles up there, which you can't see. So I'm just going to put them in. Right, there we go, folks. Put it all back on now. The trim's all back on, the windscreen wipers back on. Let's have a little look at it. Well, I hope you can see, folks, it's a lovely finish on that. Does the sun catch it right? It's lovely and solid now because it's got a 2K lacquer on it now. And if you look at that now compared to what it was like, that's the before shot there, and it was in a right old state there, and as you can see now it's colour matched to the car. It's quite a good colour match actually, so I'm quite pleased with that being the standard shade. So that's it, job done. I think he's going to be pleased with that, or Stacey will be. Didn't even need cutting back at all. Look, it was just total off the gun finish there, which is probably factory finish if you want to call it that. So I'm well happy with that. And there you go, folks, that's it, job done. You got to be pleased with that. So there you go, that's how we've brought back that rear spoiler on this scrap Mondeo, which it basically was the scrap Mondeo. Only done 37,000 miles. We fixed it on the Project Man's channel if you want to go and check out the free video series on getting this thing running, because it wouldn't run. It's been to several garages and we bought it for scrap value. But just little jobs like this tidy it up and make it look a whole lot better. Anyway, thanks very much, and don't forget, if you want to check out more Mondeo Mark III videos, check out this playlist here on my channel, and there's plenty more of you in there. And there's also a Mondeo ST220 playlist as well, and I'll leave both of them at the end of this video. So thanks very much, folks. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, bye for now.